Now, if you look behind me, that's the major road which leads to Asaba and onto the Niger Bridge onwards to Onitsha. And between these two major cities is this rugged bridge that leads to about 6 communities within here. Every year at about this time, they say it gets flooded. Their homes are inundated, their farmlands are washed away, and children cannot even go to school because of the sad reality of life here. And they all say that all they can do is hope for a response by the government, but it's also the sad reality of rising waters across the world.
This water remains a challenge to our community every year. Between now and when the rain stops, this whole area will be heavily flooded. At some point, I will have to lock up my shop and sit idle at home. People who live here are human beings. We make a living out of here to feed our families. This flood has destroyed the homes of a lot of inhabitants of this community. If the government can assist us by constructing a bridge, it will help us a lot. This is the little they can do for us.
So many people,
every year. Here, flooding occurs every year, and the place is always heavily flooded. Before we harvest what we planted, the water uproots and carries away many of our crops. Children no longer go to school for fear of falling into the water. Before now, we usually used canoe to cross, but it sometimes capsizes. Now, we've built a wooden bridge to help people cross over. We are pleading with the government urgently to help us stop this flooding. We will appreciate it if this whole area can be sand-filled to the main road.
I want to be a mass communication.
You want to be a mass communicator?
Yes, I have to be telling some people what is going on the community. And I want to somebody to be seeing me, so that I will be, this is my beauty, be showing to somebody.
Okay, so why are you concerned about your community? Do you like it here? Do you like the water that is disturbing you?
I do not like it, it's very bad.
Okay, tell me.
So every September, this water will start growing. Because it's how it is, and it starts on 2000. And nobody can even challenge it or stop it.
How does it disturb you? How does it affect you and your mother's business? Let's sit down.
Okay.
How does it affect you and your...
My mother's business is not going because of this water. Because some people, some old people cannot cross this water because of this water. And we are not selling well. It's because of this shop that they raise the money, and they help me in my education, because without this shop, I can't be in SS2. And we are not selling well now. And I'm trying to sell something so that I will go to school on next week Monday. If I did not sell well, I will not go to school, because I will not raise the money that I will go to school. And the transport, we are not selling.
How far is your school from you?
I can't just come and share it. I can't just stop.
Like 30?
But if I wake up by 6 o'clock, I will even do everything before 7 o'clock. I reach school to 7:30, because in Fegi.
And it means that if you don't sell well, there won't be money for you to go to school, because your school is very far from here, as you said, and you need to take a bus to school.
Yes. And we are not even selling well, because my school fees is more than what we are selling here. So we need money. It's because of this we are not getting any money.
How much is your school fees?
5,000.
A term?
Yes.
A term. Okay. And how much is transportation from here?
200 naira.
200 naira every day. That's a lot of money. Your transportation is more than your school fees actually. Wow.
That side, my store Allison. Opposite.
Store?
Most of the houses are falling into the water. This is the last house remaining. We have moved out and now living at my brother's place. There's no one currently living here. It collapsed in the night. God saved us. We were all sleeping and suddenly heard a loud noise. Before we knew what was happening, part of the house had submerged. We didn't realize that water was eating up the house from underneath. The children were lying on this side of the room, while I was lying on this side. When I got up to check what the boisterous noise was about, I realized water had carried part of the house into the river. Also, water was gushing into the house. People began scampering for safety that sad night. This water you see here will flow and merge with the island and probably wash away the town. For now, we are the ones suffering the disaster. 6 stores were in front here near the river. People who pass by the water who want to buy fuel, food, water, medicine and so on at night, there were shops open to customers. Unfortunately, the market was washed away. We no longer sleep here, as we may wake up one day and no longer see this place. We only store goods for sale. We open it in the morning and during night time we lock it up. If the government can help us, we will work and be able to get land somewhere else to build. The youth brought block, raised it up to stop the water from coming in. Look over there, you will see that my neighbor's house also collapsed into the river. This water you see here has entered the foundation of the remaining houses around here. It's like a disaster waiting to happen. Other places
I the YouTube by go block. Well, cut 1 year too. Will that basement TSN ever stop where I
take a look. The place we are standing will soon collapse. This house was built in the 70s. We didn't have a house in the village. We were 4 who came together and built this place, managing it with our father. It's been a long time this flooding disaster started, but it is worse now. Even the road here, the water is trying to take the road. This water you see here will flow and merge with the island and probably wash away town.
If I 8 rooms and 2 parlors.
This is 8 rooms and 2 parlors that collapsed into the water. I am angry. Look at where I'm living. My father is late. My siblings are no longer in this village. I and my mother live here. Our property were all washed away into the river.
This erosion now, you be caught to the road. The road were caught off many houses. Mbemua the 20 years in Nonobuda now.
When I was 20 years old, I was living in this village. Now I'm 40. Then there was a road before I went to the city. When I came back, there was no road anymore. We piled these debris here so as to block the erosion from further encroaching. Still, it did not work. There was a culvert here, but it has been swallowed by the water. If this block raised here falls inside the water, all the houses here will be submerged because these blocks here act as a wedge against the water.
The culvert now, the new Egosian and Middle. Inaya now, who got us a full block of Nukulia. You can't know a Diana million, I man on you, I never know.
bụ that na onye na-enwerozi ụlọ ịma na o nwerozi anything o eme o nwere ike tinye ndị mmadụ na another thing.
One who does not have a house, there is nothing he can do. We know there is a government in this country. They should travel down to Obaru, to a town called Osamala, to see erosion destroying our livelihood. The other side, you saw an old woman without children. She does not have help, but for some Hausa men living with them who assist her. You can imagine such a person when the house is submerged. She might ultimately die.
That means now, when they do this thing, when they make business for a long time.
All I'm seeking on their behalf is let the government come, most especially the Anambra State government, through the Ministry of Environment. They can come and know what to do about the erosion, at least reduce this to a minimum and provide the people affected a place to be for the moment. Because you can see most of them are homeless. So then the other individual who can contribute whatever they think to help, whatever they can to help the affected people, let them do so and come down to the society and help the society, not through people that can, whatever, they can siphon the fund or whatever help they want.